Hey everybody, today I'm going to show you how to take off the door panel on your Volkswagen Atlas. So today I'm actually going to be trying to chase down this rattle I have, and I think I've isolated it to this window switch here. If you can listen, that's a kind of a common point right there. It seems to be rattling. So I'm going to try and take off the door panel and show you how along the process, if you want to follow along with me and see if maybe you can find another discovery of what your rattle could be. You might need some dynamat or some other kind of foam insulation. But I'm going to kind of start with there and see if that solves my issue. Let's get started. Here I'm using a bass frequency rattle finder. I found it on YouTube. I isolated the rattle to this window switch right here. So it's pretty simple. There's going to be like a little T30 bolt behind this, and we'll take this cover off. And then here at the bottom, you're going to see a little nut that you'll just turn a quarter turn to the left to loosen the door. Then you'll start just prying it all, pulling it up and trying to get all the clips undone. Don't judge me, but this painter's tool, it works so good sometimes as a pry tool. To loosen this fastener, use either a 10mm wrench like shown, or you can also use a screwdriver. Then turn it a quarter turn to the left. Yep, that's me, struggling here with just one last clip on that top right. Once you get it off, you'll see how huge it is. You really gotta give it a big tug, but I wasn't trying to break the door panel. If anybody has some good advice how to get that off, leave it in the comments below. Here's just a look inside the door panel. First gotta get this first latch off, which I think you just pull this back. It's kind of like a little pull right here, and you'll pull that. That's your door handle. Then you've got a connector here. This green and black one, I think that's the tweeter. Really hard to get on camera. Pinch that right there. And that should be loose. I think that's for the most part. You can kind of drop this down gently. Of course, don't want to scratch it. And the last one is on this door. You'll pull this purple tab and pushing in this little pin here. Lift the purple tab up, and then that should free the door panel. Checking a lot of these wires, they are all having this felt tape, so I don't believe any of that is the issue. I think it's going to be on the door panel with that switch right there. It looks like to get this out, there's just this little tab here. You're going to squeeze that in. And there's some of these on the sides. So now that it's out, it kind of makes more sense what was holding it in. So you got all these little tabs over here, and actually this one was already kind of loose, so that could be the rattle, I'm not sure. But this was like the main one I was trying to squeeze to kind of release it, because that one goes right there. So I squeezed, lifted it up, and kind of pushed these tabs to the side. I'm betting even this one looks a little broken too. This is just all cheap plastic. So what I'm hoping to do maybe is just put some felt around here to absorb some of the vibration. And I'm hoping I can put this back and not have to replace it. So the felt tape I got off Amazon was pretty crummy when it comes to adhesion. I put it in there anyways just to see if it'd help. I think what really is going to solve my problem is fixing these tabs. I got a little bit of CA glue, but any kind of maybe hot glue might help stiffen it up, because those tabs are all just loose and I've never taken this off before. So I want to go ahead and put it back in, starting from the front, kind of working its way in. Nice and solid here, hopefully no rattles. I saw another YouTuber putting tape on some of this wiring loom. Just hopefully it stops any kind of vibration when the wiring harness rubbing up against the panel itself. So I'm just putting some just regular electrical tape there to secure it. Same thing over on the door itself. I added This was quite a loose piece here. I also noticed this was kind of loose and this was loose, so just want to make sure everything nice and secure so there's less rattles. And now it's time for reassembly. It's pretty much the whole process in reverse. Just take your time making sure to get all the connectors and trims put in place right. Next, we'll test our work. It's really hard to pick up, but I'm running that bass test again, and you really can't hear any more vibrations in the door. I had some other ones in the car to tackle, but for the most part, job well done. And that's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully this fixes the rattle in your car as well. If so, please like and subscribe. Catch you next time.